One issue that is being discussed intently here is, of course, the ongoing crisis in the Middle East. A surprise guest at this conference is retired Brigadier General Shlomo Brom of the Israeli Defense Forces. I sat down to speak with him a few moments ago. Here's part of that interview. General Brom, thanks very much for being here. Good to have you on the show. We have seen now that there have been hundreds of air attacks on Gaza by the IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces. Do you think, from a military point of view, that the objective has been reached, and that presumably is to take out the capability of rocket fire into Israel?
It is not as simple as that, because it's not possible militarily to take out the ability to fire rockets at Israel. The number of rockets is so big, and most of them are very small. It's short pipelines with a rocket engine and explosive at one end. And it's not possible to trace all of them and destroy them. So I would say that there are two purposes, two objectives to this military campaign. One objective is to destroy those weapon systems that pose a more serious threat to Israel.
So the larger rockets?
Mostly the larger rockets, the longer range rockets. And that was achieved. And the second purpose is to increase Israeli deterrence vis-a-vis Hamas, because we cannot destroy all the rockets, but we can deter the other party from using them. That is the basic idea, and that's what exactly happened right after the previous operation, Operation Cast Lead, in 2008.
If, as you say, you suspect that the larger rockets have now been taken out, the massing of the Israeli reserves on the Gaza border would indicate that at least the option of a ground invasion is still very much there. But if the major military objective has been met, what would be the justification for a ground invasion into Gaza?
Well, my assessment is that the military objective were achieved. But you cannot be certain about that until the Hamas accepts ceasefire that will not be according to his terms, but according to the Israeli terms. And I see the amassing of ground forces in preparation for a ground invasion in this context. It's another step that is aimed at increasing the pressure over Hamas, increasing deterrence vis-a-vis Hamas, and making it accept ceasefire in terms that are acceptable to Israel.
So in other words, putting more of a pressure on the negotiations as opposed to actually going in.
I think that the Israeli government will prefer not to reach this moment where they will have really to decide on a ground invasion.
General Brom, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
You're welcome.